What's up, fam? It's your boy, Charles Beloved, and we are back for episode 42 of A Better, A Best podcast. And I am here with my, Oxtail Off merch, orange glasses, rhinestone cowboy jeans, like a rhinestone cowboy. Do you know that song?
I've never heard that
Jesus Christ, we got to get you outside more. And the amazing host of this podcast, Mrs. Shireen Kirkendall. What's up, girl?
You look nice and bright.
Listen, thighs out. Let's not talk about the color. Let's talk about the strength.
I was about to say
very strong legs here.
You deterred from your usual black athleisure.
Yeah, no. I haven't found a place to wear this yet, so I figured today was a great chance to wear this.
It's very cute.
It's a nice little two-piece. Just Houston, you can't wear it. I'm wearing a hoodie in Daisy Dukes. You don't need hoodies in Houston, so I haven't been able to wear it. So it's the perfect fit to wear. Shout out Nike and Jordan. This was gifted to me from Jordan Brand when I hosted Sneaker Ball earlier this year. What a year I've had.
I was gonna say.
And then these, the Ama Meniere Nike collab shoes, got those when I hosted Nike Black Love Run in Houston. So Nike Beloved is a real thing right now. And then we did auto-tune karaoke with Nike and JD Sports in Indianapolis. So shout out my people over there, Jordan Brand, Nike, you know the vibes, you know I'm locked in. Checks over stripes, baby.
Nike, please get him on one of the big poster boards that y'all be displaying.
I'll take it. I'm handsome. Put me on game.
I was gonna say, he has great legs. He has hops. Y'all can do a nice little jumping.
I can do a few minutes of exercise. We're gonna have to get that stamina, but I can do a few minutes of exercising.
I did a Nike campaign when I was pregnant.
No, I remember. That was really dope.
Get my man into a campaign because he looks great wearing the merch.
Thank you so much.
But yes, I am wearing our Oxtail Off merch because that was such a big part of our year this year. Yeah. But before we start talking about that, I did a little bit of research on friendship.
Okay, all right. Because we ended the last week kind of hot.
I mean,
it was a lot of highs, but then we came in hot to make it hotter.
It's our show, so where else will I give my hot takes?
I hope y'all enjoyed the hot takes because we talked last week. This week gonna be good too. But yeah, let's talk about the different types of friendships real quick before we get into this week's conversation because I think it's important to put the context.
So I think that we talk a lot about like the different kinds of love and like love languages, but I don't think people always give that same respect to friendships and how deep those relationships are. So Aristotle has 3 types of friendship.
Okay, Aristotle. Okay.
Friendships of virtue. So those are based on mutual respect, deep character, and genuine love for another person. Those are very rare and long lasting, and they survive the changes of time and distance. So I think we talked about a lot of our friends, like we met them, they started off as friends of proximity. So we met them when we lived in a place. But then we've kept the friendship alive despite the changes, marriage, kids, moving places. Friendships of pleasure based on shared fun, entertainment, or common interests. Last as long as both people enjoy the activities together. So I call those our outside friends. If I catch you at a party, we're gonna rave. This is going on. This is going on tonight. Will I see you there?
Essex, see you at Basel.
Yes. And then friends of utility, based on mutual benefit, practicality, and convenience, often fades when the shared advantage or convenience ends. And I think of that as like work friends or when you're in college, like friends you take a class with. So people who you don't necessarily have shared interests with, but like we're in the same place, we're working towards the same goal.
Well, that was great that you shared that because you immediately got my thoughts going. And I see where I may have messed up.
Okay.
Because the Virgo in me, I'm just going to keep going back to our sign. Like, we're real, we're true, we love and care deeply, we're doers. And I approach friendship through friendship of virtue. Like, I have plenty of friends. Though if there's one thing I don't need is sneakers and friends. Like, not only do I have too many or plenty of friends, I have great friends. Friends who ride or die. So I don't need friends. So when I am laying roots in friendship, it's coming from a virtuous place. Like, I want to rock with you. I want to be locked in. You know what I mean? But maybe on the flip side, people see for me not looking at it from a virtuistic standpoint.
They look at you
but
as
they're
a
looking at it
friendship of pleasure.
of a pleasure
Or utility.
And I understand that there's a lot of utility that can come
Yep.
from where I'm at in my life. But then when you get a chance for like a wedding, and then you're like, oh, I maybe not be that type of friend. And it's just like, it's just a reality check. Now, I would say from our different walks of life, and this is not agnostic to every single person that we met in these eras, but, you know, I would say before we became popping and that poppingness hit its climax in LA, but I'm like, before that, our New York friends, these are our ride or die. Like, these are our Chicago, my Chicago friends, Valencia, people who like have known me since I was 12 in college. Virtue. People in the Bay, we had nothing to do. We relied on each other. We leaned on each other. It wasn't a lot of people that we really started to mess with in the Bay, but most of those people that we really locked in with, virtue. We together. Oh, but Los Angeles.
I mean, LA is an interesting place.
LA, but I approached it from a virtue standpoint. People that I cook for have in my house, you know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm approaching it from a virtue.
You have a very kind heart.
You know I got a kind heart.
You know I get on you about your heart.
I know you get on me about my kind heart. But I don't know what they do it for you. And I'm like, no, I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
Don't be fooled by my orange colored glasses. Because I do not wear rose-colored glasses in real life.
Shireen be watching.
I be clocking people. And I tell him all the time. And I think because I'm your wife, I want to protect you.
Yeah.
And I see that you will put your heart on the line for people when people don't have that same love for you. To me, I see the utility.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Charles, if you weren't who you are, would those people still be friends with you? Would they still be rocking with you? And some of them, I don't think so. I'm like, they're a friend of convenience.
Yeah.
And when I think, to your point, when I think back on like our Bay Area or New York, those people were friends with us when we had nothing. When we were all going to happy hour.
We couldn't offer nothing.
We were all going to happy hour to get the drink special together.
Right.
So to me, like those might not be our most popping friends, but those are the friends that they're going to be my friends till the day I die.
Absolutely.
Those are the people who I don't care where the wedding is. I'm going to go to whatever Midwestern town I got to go to celebrate you. Because my thing is you have shown to me that no matter if I'm up or down, you hear from me.
Absolutely.
And that's it. And I see so many people where I'm like, Charles, they're not here for you. They're here for you.
Yeah.
And who you
they're
are.
Here for beloved. You know what I'm saying? And I would just say, like, that was where the last week's sidebar came from. It was that LA era and really just being able to segment at this point those that are really ride or die. And those that, may have just been a friendship for a season and we just gonna kick it and we just gonna be outside friends. But something as major as a wedding or anniversary, you're able to then know where people stand. And I'm just glad that I have clarity. I can see clearly now. The rain.
LA is gone.
LA is gone. It's gonna be a bride. All right, speaking of brighter days, let's get into it because what a freaking year we have had.
And the friends had to show up for us for Oxtail.
Lord, thank you. Lord, we needed every single person that could come to the Oxtail Off, man.
So y'all know, if you've been riding with the podcast, we started you know the story. We started Oxtail Off in our house.
Not Oxtail House.
I know.
I'm mixing all of the
combining
brands.
all the brands. We started Oxtail Off in our house. We did our first one in 2024. Last year, 2025, we did LA.
Yeah.
That was the first one that we did outside to the point where people were coming up to us after the house one. I'm going to come to Oxtail Off. I'm like, that was in my home. I don't actually know you. You'll probably never get invited. So we did LA and LA was successful. We had a few hiccups because it
was our first time doing something like it.
And this is the thing I tell people about Oxtail Off because people are like, oh my God, can you do an Oxtail Off in insert random city?
Toronto, Buffalo, New York. Miami, like everybody, North Carolina. We got hit up so much for people to just do an Oxtail Off. This ain't no party.
Come to Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm like, that sounds great and all. I think people don't understand the logistics of Oxtail Off and how much it actually R&B house party. We did ourselves. Like we had people that helped us, but it was just
book a venue, get 3 to 4 DJs, get somebody to watch the door. Party done.
That's
done. It's that me dance my ass around the club. Done. Beautiful formula, by the way. I'm thinking about bringing back a formula that simple after doing all of this shit. But
there is no physical way that we could have done Oxtail Off without the team of people. And shout out
Absolutely.
to our team.
Every single person.
Every single person.
I mean, I got to name some names: Imani, Courtney, Crystal,
Crystal.
Easton, Kareem, obviously, who's our business partner.
Birdie.
Like, that was pretty much the core team,
Mhm.
but obviously hundreds of vendors across the cities that additionally made this thing
Barbados,
possible.
who came and sponsored with us.
All of our sponsor partners. It was crazy. And let me take a step back.
Yeah.
Because I'm Mr. Ambition.
So that was my question.
Oh yeah, go to your question.
How did we go from let's have a slow trajectory, a slow start. Let's do LA. Let's test it in the market.
Beautiful.
How do we go from let's test it in the market with one city to a 5-city tour?
Yeah,
Charles,
retrospect, that sounds very dumb. Sounds very dumb. But, honestly, and it took doing it.
No, it didn't, because I said I think 5 is too much.
I know. I'm talking about in my mind. You did say 5 is too much.
And you looked at me and said,
I looked at
then
you like
don't have to
crazy.
help. And I
was
said,
like, you're not doing much anyway, but I'm going to say it.
Charles, I will come across. You see,
I'm going to say my nonsense.
You see how it is to work with the person.
Oh, we're going to talk about that by the end of the episode. We'll talk about your future pivot. But for me, I don't know. Part of it was ego. And I could say that now.
That you're out of it?
On the back end of it, that I wanted to prove to myself and others that I was not the problem, that I was capable, that I did not lose my sauce in the last few years, that I could really, really, really build something, get buy-in from the people, get buy-in from the streets, get buy-in from the brand, and build something that could become a cultural phenomenon. So after LA's success, it was a profitable year, a lot of hiccups. We learned. I was like, okay, where I can't cut corners is here. Where I can't cut corners is here. Where I really got to bring in true experts that know beyond what I understand is here. And I said, okay, we're going to put it together and we're going to do it. And 5 cities just felt right. I didn't randomly pick these cities. Cities that I've had
they were great cities.
Success in, places that we have lived, places where we have a following. But what I underestimated was that doing 5 Oxtail Offs meant doing 5 festivals. Because that's the level of effort and work that it took to do these style of events with so many different moving parts. Competitions, dancers, DJs, staging, production, judges, run of shows. Like, it was a full festival because I've done a festival. I said, wait a minute, this is doing 5 festivals back to back, weekly, week to week. And that's when I was like, yeah, no, this was insane. But we got through it. It was truly a blessing. And to go from January when we started, and this is another thing for you guys, as you all are like, what if it all works outing? That was our big methodology when we kicked it off. And at that point, we had like 1,800 followers for that Oxtail Off page. Through the course of the tour, we're at like 11,000 followers of people who are like organically building and growing with us. In addition to that, sold out multiple cities. Not every city. Houston, we had more space, and that was our first one. But Houston really set the tone for the tour. But as we're, what if it all works out, and in like encouraging y'all to do, like, yo, you gotta really be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your dream does not sound crazy, in my opinion, you're thinking too small. And so that 1 to 5 is like, I need to be so crazy to think that I could pull something like this off, that we're going to manifest this actually working out. And it actually freaking did. And it's just like mind-boggling to me that I am now Charles Kirkendall, the Oxtail Off guy. Like, that is now one of my new mission callings that, really resonate with people. So I'm like, yo, like, freaking go for it. But also, you got to be willing to get the right team.
Yeah. And
that team really set this experience apart, but that also set us back.
It wasn't the team. It was a lot of stuff that set us back.
No. I'm talking about financially. I'm like, because you got to pay people to play.
Yes.
And with a new concept and then building a new business, because that's what it was. It was like, we're building a business. Immediate profit is not something that's always going to happen. If anything, more times than not, businesses, they make revenue, but they're not making profit. It takes years before profit. And the founder of, what's that Atlanta festival? One Music Fest. He said, if you're not willing to lose money for 7 years, don't do a festival. He said it pure as day. This man is making millions right now. But he said, you're not comfortable. You don't have the risk tolerance to lose money for 7 years. Do not build a festival. And when I say that sat on my conscience and my heart, and again, we thought we had a great concept. We had a phenomenal deck. We put all of the money, the budget. We had all of the AI. And again, you can still pivot. We started AI at the top of the year. We did the AI video, all this. And then people started hating AI. And I was like, I'm not really feeling the way this looked. Yep. We pivoted halfway through the tour and stop using AI flyers and stop putting people on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, just don't be married to that idea. Be quick to pivot. That was just what a little founder thought. But more importantly on the money, I had signed up in February, hey, this is the budget. Now we're in deep conversation with sponsors. Yep. We're in deep conversation. We're understanding. We're doing our data analysis, our historical ticket sales from last year, from other events that we've done, from festivals that we've built. What should our ticket pricing be? What should a VIP experience look like? How much value are people getting from that? At what price? Yep. We don't want to price ourselves out, but we do want to actually, make sure that we can cover these expenses. So we signed up for more expenses than we have ever paid in our life. We're in the multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars to pull this off, from venue to security to all of that. And we were in conversations with sponsors that would have offset that and made this a profitable thing. But one particular week, we had 3 sponsors pull all the way. Not even pull out, but advanced conversations go to zero. If you were a seller, we were like 70, 75% to close. So I'm not making uncalculated risks here. I'm a smart guy. I'm a risk tolerant guy. I'm a projections person. And I was like, okay, they might not close at 70, maybe they close at 50. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing my analysis for expectation
being
of something.
Conservative in what
conservatively you could optimistic, if you will. But we went from 70 to 0, 100 to 0, 125 to 20, like both to 0. Don't try and play me. Don't ever try and play me.
I just heard a lot of zeros.
I know. You try. This ain't church. Don't just try and recite what I'm saying. You don't know. You weren't in the weeds like. See, she wasn't fucking me. I'm sorry.
I was shooting with you in the gym.
You were shooting in the gym because you heard me cursing after it was over. And then we lost all of that. And then we had to decide, like, do we sully the experience? We've done the sullied experience before. And for us, we were like, we can't do that again. So it was 2 choices. We could increase pricing and then try and put it on the consumer
to offset.
Or we could try and eat it, create a business, create something that people got behind, a true sellable product, and say, hey, we can make this money up next year when we actually get the sponsors. And so it was a tough conversation. It was tough decisions to make. But we said, we're not going to reduce production. We're going to do it how we're going to do it. We want the dancers. We want the vibe. We want the staging. We want the branding. And we just have to come out of pocket. And so that is what we did. But to my surprise, these projections that we were already considering taking a loss on because of our production costs was under the pretense of selling out. So we still was like, if people do not show, this could get real ugly.
Real fast.
I know I gave our rail 50% in case 50%, but I might be not letting y'all perform. That's the way it was. Our rail in case might have just won 50% of their money and I had to go to Barbados. Because that's what it was looking if people did not ultimately buy tickets. And to my surprise, and that's why, I get a little emotional from time to time, but that was why I was so floored as people got behind the Oxtail Off the way that they did. The content people were producing. I mean, it was just
without us paying them,
a flood of people coming, doing content series and pieces on this experience. We got our first press. We did not hire a PR agency. Had Black Enterprise, had Essence, had Time Out New York City, all being like, this sounds like a cool thing. We're giving back. Again, y'all know we said on this podcast, and I was sitting over here crying a couple years ago, hey, I can see us giving more. I'm trolling myself. 25. No, we gave away $20,000 this year.
The charities across in each city.
While taking a loss. But because that's not the bigger picture that we're operating from here. We're building a business. And if you don't have the risk tolerance to lose money for 7 years, you're doing the wrong thing. And so while this was not a profitable year, this was an extremely successful year for the Oxtail Off. From the growth of followers to multiple cities being over, 15, 1,700 people. We had like 2,000 ticket sales in LA, 1,700 show. And then New York, we sold 1,700 and
New
we had
York,
to stop. Bro,
yeah.
we had to shut it down. We stopped tickets 3-4 days in advance.
To the point where people were hitting us up on the side.
Bro, we talking about price point and value. I had somebody offer me $300 a ticket. They wanted VIP. Our VIP tickets were maybe about $100 at this point. 50, 70, 90 is the last one. They were offering me $300 a ticket to get into my event. And I said, that lets me know.
No.
And I said no. Because we were really, truly sold out. It was like, this is not like a marketing scheme, y'all.
Yeah,
we cannot allow another single person into this venue. But they offered me $300 a piece for a ticket. And I said, all right. We did what our goal was this year with the Oxtail Off.
So when he said, if your dream is not crazy, then you're thinking too small. I was the person that said, you're thinking too big. I need you to relax.
You're crazy.
No. There were multiple times throughout this planning process where I was like,
should we cancel it? Should we not do it?
So we don't have as many sponsors as we thought, and we're looking at some losses. Should we just reduce some cities?
Yeah. Multiple times Shireen was trying to ease out the vision. It's why you gotta watch who you let in your circle, y'all.
Should we just...
You gotta watch who you let in your circle, because you gotta have...
Should we do less?
Listen. Bible says you gotta have faith the size of a mustard seed. Shireen had genuine mustard seed faith for this experience. She was like, you don't want to just do LA? You don't want to just not like
we don't have to do this. And to me, like, I think there's balance if you're an entrepreneur. Like, I think there's a balance of wanting to be risky for your dream, but also like living in reality.
Don't be stupid now.
Of will you be able to pay your bills? And I think for me, it's so much, it wasn't even about the money. I knew how much work it took to put on LA. I was like, to do this 5 times.
Yeah.
I think you're underestimating how hard this is going to be. I think people just come to Oxtail Off and they see the day and they're like, oh my God, this is so fun. You should bring this to my city. And I'm like, you're trying to kill us. Literally, we will not make it. So I do want to talk about, like, Oxtail Off is one day. We ended up doing 4 cities, but like, what does the other 361 days of planning for that look like? Because my friends were coming to Oxtail Off, and usually like at a party, my friends come and, I hang out with them. They see me because, Charles is usually hosting. I might have to, I'm running to the door. I'm making sure people are coming to Oxtail Off and literally texting me. I'm like, I cannot talk to you. We are putting on a festival. Like, I'll see you when I'm running around, but this is not like chill for me. I hope you have a great time. Please feel free to get food. Like, tell me what you need.
Take a picture with me, post your content later. We'll know that you came.
This is not a hanging out thing for me. And in New York, in particular, we had a big part of the event is making sure people can eat oxtail. So we work with the chefs, and then VIP, they get oxtail tastings. So we plate the chef's oxtail in little mini tastings, and we have servers come out and hand it out. When I tell you New York, the amount of oxtail we had, and these are good problems to have, the amount of oxtail we had versus the amount of servers we had, we were underwater.
It was all hands on deck.
I
to
was
get
like,
the oxtail out. Charles
came downstairs. I said, bro, this event's gonna be over and we're gonna have to throw away food because there's just so much oxtail, and that's a blessing, but we gotta get this out. And Charles said, okay, so let's all start serving. Kareem looks at him and said, all us? I
said everybody.
So
trays of about 50, 60 mini cups of oxtail for at least an hour and a half. We were all running back and forth, serving everybody. And that was beautiful to see. So, that was one of my favorite pictures. Go ahead.
So I came upstairs and I had a tray of oxtail. And some people know who I am, but some people have no idea who I am. So I'm handing out. And there's like a swarm of people around
every
me.
time it came out,
And someone in it, and I can't remember who they were because we were just moving. I was moving so fast. And they go, Shireen, why are you serving oxtail? And I wanted to turn to them and be like, because it's my event. There is no job that I cannot do.
Absolutely.
I have to be willing to do every single job.
That was where I was going.
There is.
Absolutely.
I'm not above any job. So if I got to stand up here and give out oxtail, I will do that. Because at the end of the day, I've asked people to come. People have put on their good clothes and paid their money to come.
Absolutely.
So I work with my husband, but I'm like, I want to ensure that people walk away and they have a good time. Like, this event is representative of us, of me and him and our whole team. So like, yes, it's important for me so if I got to be up there sweeping floors so people don't come into a dirty venue, we're going to be up there sweeping floors. We have done every job.
And I think that really resonated with people. And that's what I was saying about like, it was my favorite picture of me being out there serving the oxtail. And I'm normally on stage with the microphone. And we got to that. We turned up for the last hour and a half. But like, that's so important, man. And even as you're building your business and you're doing the thing, nothing's ever going to be perfect. There was never a perfect event. New York, it was probably the closest that we got. That was our fourth one. And I didn't love the venue. I wish we were fully outside. But we had so much oxtail, we were able to give it to GA, and it even changed the way how we're approaching the future ones. We were like, yo, everybody needs to get oxtail. That's just like bottom line what we need to do. And so we're like recalibrating how we need to build the experience. But for those hiccups, those things that people feel a type of way about, when they see you working like that, they give you a little bit of grace. And we had one city of 1,700 people last year. And again, it was not great. It was not a great experience. But we had, I don't want to say close to 100, 150 chargebacks. We did 4 cities, over 7,000 people, maybe 5 chargebacks.
And if you don't know what a chargeback is, because you're a good human and you don't do chargebacks, a chargeback is when you go to an event or you charge something on your credit card and you say, I didn't receive the service that I was promised. The service was not rendered. So you'll go to your credit card company, you'll say, I want to charge back. I would like my money back and take it back from those people. And people are so low that they will do a chargeback and we will go back in, because when you we get an email that says Johnny Appleseed.
Oh yeah, we get your name, your number, like and your email address. We get data when you do a chargeback.
We go back to see everyone who checked into the event. So when you go and you hand your phone, they cannot scan that little QR code. You're saying to the event producer, I came and I was let into the venue. And I see Johnny Appleseed checked in at 3:45. So he did come to the event. The services. So we get a lot of chargebacks, but this year in particular, we worked so hard to make sure everyone had oxtail. And almost every city, even GA, got oxtail. We worked so hard to make sure everyone got food. Everyone had a great experience. Charles is nice. He's Mr. When they do chargebacks.
A lot of people still send emails like, oh, I had this issue. We didn't like this. And I'm just like, I err on the side of, I don't want you commenting negatively on my videos and stuff. So I'd rather give you your money back than fight you over $30, $40, $100. And then, you writing think pieces about the Oxtail Off. I care about the brand, but Shireen would be like, no, that was their fault. We still had oxtail at that time. You trying to check into the event at 6:00 and security let you in. The event ends at 6:30.
Like people are nuts. I'm like, the event ends at 7 and you got here at 6:30 and you're mad security didn't let you in. Like, be so for real. So I would say this year, and I think even this year we had a few hiccups. They're big 1,000-person events. Even the feedback we received, though, I felt like this year was the tone was so kindly. Different. Than
it was like,
year.
We think y'all got something here. Here's some things that I think will help. Like, bro, like I was effing with the feedback that we would get. It was like, it came with so much love. And I think, what we're doing for the community through it, us as individuals and people, and like, just our approach to the event, like we showing, it's a grateful, like it's a positive time. Like it's beautiful people. People got fits off. The energy's great. We're celebrating cultures. We are blessing somebody else like that. Oxtail Off winners getting $2,500 and a free trip. That level of excitement. So it's a lot of good that we're doing here. It don't look like we out here money grabbing. You know what I mean? You have a different tone when you feel like somebody is like not trying to deliver or trying to just get your money and you not getting nothing from the experience. And so I appreciated that people took all of that into consideration before packaging up that feedback. And of course, you got some random ones that was just like,
they're scammers. I'm like, if y'all saw the P&L and how much was on the L versus the P.
Their scammers comment come from the $15 ticket, folks.
It's literally the person who got an early bird $10 ticket.
It's like, bro,
I did not scam for your $10. Like, actually, I will Venmo it back to you right now from my personal account.
but like that feedback and then taking it to heart and then really trying to improve upon the experience. That is what makes a great business. And I'm really excited for our future vision of the Oxtail Off.
And I want to talk about the one city that didn't happen.
Yeah.
and the why behind it not
Yeah.
happening. Because, you know, people will be like, oh, it wasn't successful. That's why
Yeah.
they had to cancel.
Yeah. So I'm not a canceler.
I know.
Even in life, I'm not even like
even when we know it's not going to, we be like,
no, not even about that. But like, even when I make a plan, a date, a this or that with you 3 weeks in advance, and then you like hit me the day before, hey, are we still on? I'm like, yes, we're still on, because I'm not a canceler. That's just not who I am as a person. And so for the event, I don't like to cancel, period, but I definitely don't like to cancel optically, because immediately people think that it wasn't successful. And Chicago was, when we were weeks out from another city and months out from Chicago, Chicago was our highest revenue selling city. So I was like, wait a minute. And we didn't even make Chicago big. Of the different size scales that we did, Chicago was the smallest. We did 600-700 people. And then like 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, because we just didn't know how the Caribbean community would take to Oxtail Off, because Chicago's a Southern grits, gravy, oxtail, gravy, short rib ass city. I'm from there. I can talk about it. I'm like, we don't know no Caribbean food like that. But they were really bought into the concept. But the COGS to produce an event in Chicago, that's cost of goods sold, but the price to produce an event was given New York and LA. While this is a Midwestern city, I can't charge the same prices that I charge.
Also, you're physically not going to have as many people as New York and LA.
Yeah, and then also the venues that we were looking at were not going to be as good. And the infrastructure in Chicago, liquor licenses and all of this for the type of experience, it was like, we're going to do a fully indoor event? Like, it was just like, it was not working out. And then even after we pushed it back, we ended up still running into issues where the city is just very limiting to what we can do. And I just didn't want to sully the experience based on how great everybody else's experience was, just doing it just to do it, or doing it for optics, or doing it to say that I did it. And so it was a tough pill to swallow, not doing it in my hometown, given how high in demand it was. But again, I'm operating as a CEO of a business. This ain't no side hustle. This is my full-time job, you know what I mean, other than hosting. And so I got to approach it for the long-term growth and sustainability of it. And so it was just like, that was a tough conversation. When I say we tried everything to do it, every single thing, and it was like, all right, if all signs are pointing to this not working out, maybe we should just chill.
And I think it's because of the level of production. Like, we need some venues, we have to build a stage. Some venues required us to use their sound. So there was just a lot of logistical things that just didn't make Chicago possible. But you know what? The Lord is always protecting you. Because when I tell you, when he created this Oxtail Off schedule, while I was also pushing back on the number of cities, I said, these dates also seem very aggressive. Charles, why are we not spacing these out a bit more? Well, because but really it came down to the winner got a trip to Crop Over. Crop Over was the first week of August. So everything has to be done by the first week of August. We also are doing a 10-year wedding anniversary in the midst of this. Are we finishing before the 10-year? Are we going after our 10-year? So the original schedule had us like doing something literally the weekend after our 10-year. And then we shifted some dates, but Chicago was a back-to-back city. So it was LA and then Chicago literally the next week, and then a week off, and then New York. When I tell you, when we realized we couldn't do Chicago, the whole team was like,
thank God. Because that level of work, that level of coordination, social posting, like recap,
with a week in between.
We're still having to post reconcile stuff from the previous ones while also going into and contracting and finalizing. No, it was too much. It was too much. And so from all of these learnings, the next year vision is consolidate scale. Also realize, now that we have a product that is sellable to sponsors and stuff, even asking sponsors to do 5 different city activations.
It's a big thing to commit to.
That's a big undertaking. So I had to, again, take my aggressive, I can do it all, do all things through Christ that strengthened me mentality, and say, Charles, chill a little bit.
Relax.
You know what I mean? Relax a little bit and figure out how we could do this efficiently and effectively. And what I want us to do next year is do 2 Oxtail Offs. Big. Talking 5,000 plus people at each. One in LA, that is the flagship, that is Tempo. One in New York, I was so happy that we chose not to introduce performing artists this year.
Yep.
This was something that we went back and forth on. Do we want Caribbean artists? Do we want American artists? How do we want to do it? I've always, y'all know I'm a music lover. I book talent for life.
Mm-hmm.
Talent was ultimately going to be a part, but at the last minute, we made the decision that we wanted people to be bought into the core experience.
Yep.
It was like, I don't ever want people coming to the Oxtail Off because of a performance.
Because it's a concert.
We want it to be a nice to have. So we want people just messing with the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that was the best decision ever, everybody came to Oxtail Off for the vibe. And even me, I have shrunk more in this experience. Our phenomenal host, Ariana, then we had Ariana Marie, and we had other hosts in different cities, Big Sam, I could keep going, but like that to me was the most amazing thing because we always talk about how I'm not scalable and I still plan to be at all of them. And again, with us reducing it, and people love my energy. My energy adds to the table. I want to be the one pulling out the check to deliver to the people and also want to, you know, be the sponsor liaison. But more importantly, like I'm using this platform to amplify other people.
Yep.
It's about the chefs. It's about the hosts. It's about the DJs. And reducing myself in this experience is the most beautiful thing for me and my growth as a CEO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I will say it was so beautiful to be able to see you say like, no, we have hosts, so I don't have to be on stage from the first hour to the last hour.
Yeah, Mouse Jones,
So I really, really love that. So we're talking about like all the things that you've done this year. Oxtail Off was obviously a big one.
Yeah.
But we also had a lot of other moments between the wedding, Oxtail Off. So wait, I wrote them down because there were so many I didn't want to I didn't want to forget.
Okay.
So you hosted Versus.
With Tank and Tyrese.
You did
Turtleneck.
You did Can Lions with Microsoft.
Yes, I did.
The Afties ended up being
the party of the year.
And then this was your third year hosting Essence with Coca-Cola.
Talk about it.
And you were able to also have your other IP, Auto-Tune Karaoke,
on the main stage
at
50,000 people. That's a fact.
As someone, you're always like, Mr. More. What can I do? More. How do you feel? Like, are you taking also a moment to reflect on all you've done this year? And like, are you proud of yourself knowing that you also did this fully working for yourself? I feel like in previous years, you've done a lot of things, but like you've had the safety net of like a full-time job. But this year you did it all, like just you. Yeah.
I haven't really stopped thus far. And everybody's like, Charles, when do you go slow down? Because I always tell people, even on podcasts and on, you know, stages, like I've traveled 80% of the weekends for years. This year has been 100%, 98% of every week I'm on a plane doing something. And I just haven't had the time, because again, building my own IPs, Oxtail Off, Auto-Tune Karaoke, and then being booked to host literally almost every major tentpole thing throughout this year has been like the craziest, biggest bust. It's been great because, hey, we needed the money to offset all this money we've been putting out for the wedding. And Oxtail, thank God I was getting booked like this. But secondarily, like I'm just like, I know December when I'm able to look back and be like, whoa, Nike sneaker ball that I just mentioned earlier in the episode, like everything that I have dreamt of being a part of, like I am now a key core part of. And I did have a brief moment of reflection this year at Essence Fest. And I'm hosting Coca-Cola stage. We got Mario performing. We got Coyle Ray performing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just Kenny Burns hosts a real Essence Fest. And we're surrounded by the most popping people in Black culture. I'm fanning out when I see Shamia Morton. We around, you know what I mean, past the mic. Like, it's just every popping Black person's there. And I'm getting stopped left and right because people want to say something to me and take a picture with me. And I'm just like, when did I become this? Or that, you know what I mean? Like
the energy is undeniable.
Like, you know what I mean? And I have just been saying like momentum is a real thing. And I feel so much momentum for everything that is happening. And it's a beautiful ride, but you just can't be scared.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta ride the wave. And that goes into like the finance thing because it's like, I'm working, I don't get a paycheck every week. So as these new opportunities come, you know, you gotta wait like, do I not want to do it? Because I don't know when it's
When
going
the
to
next check
slow
is
down.
gonna, yeah.
Like I just do not know. So I'm just like in go get it mode. But I do know that I'm gonna look back and be like, whoa, what an incredible year and opportunity this has been. And I feel the trajectory. I feel myself getting into these new spaces. And even like you say, like I saw a little Instagram video when you were about to get to that next level, you're about to get to everybody can't go, and when you're separated yourself, I'm like, I just feel everything starting to elevate, and I'm getting into this new era of who Charles Kirkendall, Charles Beloved is. And with this shift in my other friendships, like, oh, okay, everything's clearing up. Like who's my who, what my priorities are business-wise, what I'm on this earth to do. And I'm like, I'm walking in it very, very, very clearly. And I'm walking in it confidently. And so that's why I be telling people, like, don't be scared, man. You gotta do it. If I did not do it, my life would not be looking like this. If I did not do R&B house party and host my own party because nobody else will let me host, and then because I hosted my own party, other people saw me host and said, oh,
You're actually
this
good.
guy's a good host. And then started booking me to host. Like I would not have, that's 40, 50% of my revenue is hosting other people's stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's just really, 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 truly a blessing to be tapped for some of these experiences. And then the content, people want to protect their grid like it's some magic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't want to post. Like, even Shireen want to be a content creator, influencer. I'm like, you gotta just let it fly. I post every day. Whether you pay attention or not, I actually post every day. I'll do it. I'll take it down. You know what I mean? If it ain't working, but I post every day. Kevin on Stage posts every day. It's compelling content, so you're not getting the unfollows. I'm sure he gets some unfollows and new followers every day. But I'm building my audience to trust and know that, hey, I'm an influencer. So you're going to see influencer paid posts. You're going to see my family. You're going to see my parties. That is what you come to my page for. And I have grown. I'm at like almost 30,000 followers right now. You know what I mean? And
organically, we didn't buy none of those either.
And so I'm like growing, and people are like messing with this journey that I'm on, man. And so I'm just happy for the risk that I took, building my own IPs, for the growth of Charles Beloved as the entity in this content influencer podcaster.
Yes.
And yeah, man, we really cooking.
Yeah. So while we have been doing all these things this year, we have also been being landlords.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
yeah, we talk about our financial struggles. We just paid for a multi-$100,000 wedding. We took a loss on our
Oxtail
biggest
Off.
project. And then we have tenants who don't pay.
Who are
their
delinquent.
rent.
So y'all know we are landlords. We did not sell our LA house, not for lack of trying.
Yeah.
So we have tenants in there. Nice people. They were paying on time. And I always say the best kind of tenants is tenants you don't talk to. I don't want to engage with you. Don't tell me nothing's broke. Well, yes, tell me something's broken. But just tenants who pay their rent, they mind their business, you mind your business, and we don't talk. We only talk to our bank accounts. That's the best kind of tenant.
That's a communicative method.
On the first I see you, and that is it. So a few months back, they were early payers. They would pay either before the first or like between the first and like the third. So a few months back, I was looking at our bank account and I'm like, did they pay the rent? And our Charles was, because he works for himself, he has a business account. So sometimes he will put money into our account and I'm like, maybe I missed it. So I'm like, so now I'm scrolling through transactions. Now I'm in the next month. Because remember, you pay on the first. So I'm like, okay, now I'm on the 23rd of the previous month. I know they didn't pay that early. So I go, Charles, they didn't pay the rent. So we have a property manager. So I text our property manager and I'm like, hey, per our lease, when is rent late? And he's like, I think it was the 6th.
Yeah,
he said,
5th.
He's like, it's late on the 5th. Did they not pay? I said, no, they didn't pay. But they're actually very good. I said, like, just hit them up. Like, we're flexible. If they have a situation going on, like life happens, just tell them,
Absolutely.
let us know. So he comes back and he said, yeah, okay, I flagged it to them. They said they're going to pay. So, 1 day goes by, 2 days go by. We're literally at Oxtail Off while this is happening. So
skeptical Shireen comes around.
So one particular day, he says, hey guys, they said they remitted payment, and he sends us like
a proof of payment.
Yeah, he sends us like a PDF that shows the proof of payment. I look at it and I go, And I don't say anything to Charles. I just in my head, I go, okay. Because when I pay, I don't got to send no proof. Like I paid and you're going to see it come in your account. I don't got to jump through the hoops of proof. But they were already late. This was already post the 15th of the month. So technically our mortgage is already due to the mortgage company.
Yeah.
So we had to eat that and pay it ourselves. So Charles said, oh, okay, great. Thanks so much. And I don't say anything. And this was in the morning that afternoon. So 10, 12 hours go by. Because even if you do a wire transfer, you usually see
Take a little bit of time.
But you see the pending transfer to your account. So I go, hey, property manager, I don't want to say they lying. I just want to say I don't have no money in my account.
And as somebody who sends wires daily for business, I'm like, hey,
Mr. Businessman.
There are different type of wires you can send. One that could reflect in 2 to 3 days. International wires. You could do an ACH, which comes real time and pay $25. So I'm like, no, babe. Like, this is normal. Give it the weekend. We should see it Monday, Tuesday. But she's all Bronx, New York, red bone.
The trust has been broken.
The trust has been broken after the 15th of non-payment. So the Monday, Tuesday come. Then I go to check the account.
So I look at him and I say,
and I don't see nothing. And then I'm like, oh, I didn't want to say you was right, girl. I didn't want to say you was right. But it looked like they did not pay.
Finally, they end up paying on the 22nd of the month.
Yeah.
Y'all, at this point, it's about, y'all should be paying next month's rent.
Yeah, you should be paying next month's rent. And my frustration was not paying late. Y'all know, this having money stuff is new for me. I've been broke more than I've had a few dollars. So I have grace for that. What I do not have grace for is lying to me.
And the lack of communication.
And the lack of communication. He just kept on, when y'all gonna pay, when y'all gonna pay, we're gonna pay. Oh, something happened with the wire. And
we're traveling.
We're traveling. I'm like, that pissed me off because they don't know us. They don't know I travel every week and somehow my bills still get paid every month.
It pissed me off because he told me they said they were traveling and as he sent that text, we were in another country and I was on my computer paying my bills.
Were we in Ethiopia?
Yes.
We were in Ethiopia. He talking about, oh, they're traveling. So
and I was on my computer paying our 15th bill. So I was very confused as to what traveling had to do with it.
So it became an integrity thing for me. And so at that point, I was like, you know what? It's all good. I asked our landlord guy, what's it called? Our
property manager.
Our property manager. What's the market looking like? He was like, honestly, the rental market is hot. I feel like I could rent your house for more money. I said, okay. So here's what we're gonna do.
So we send them a letter.
It's eviction time. It's time to start the process for eviction.
Because now we're in month 2 and they have not. So now we're starting the cycle over because now it's remember they paid on the 22nd. The first I'm like, the first is in 7 days. Are y'all gonna pay again in 7 days? Obviously, the first comes, they don't pay. So now we're back in this whole.
We back in this cycle.
When are you gonna pay?
So the previous month, just so people know, previous month we sent a 3-day notice, which is if you don't pay in 3 days,
you gotta get out.
We have the right to evict you. When they do pay though, the start cycle all over again. So I was a little annoyed that they paid because I was ready for this to be over. I was ready to evict and move on. But then we got to the next month and we're like, they're not going to pay on time because they just paid. So we hit the 5th. We were like, yo, let's hit the 3-day notice. So on the 5th, after they did not pay, we sent the 3-day notice, started the clock. After the 3-day notice, you have to have a notice to evict. So we did that. But now this is costing us money. Every 3-day notice is a charge by my lawyer.
By our lawyer.
And
so before we did the eviction notice, our property manager goes, hey, how about this? Before we go through the hoopla of writing the eviction notice, because that's also going to cost money. Let's just write them an email and say, hey, like, we're happy for you to just live out this month. We'll use your security deposit. Use your security deposit because at this point we've already paid the mortgage. And if you can leave by the 30th or whatever the last day of the month is, no harm, no foul.
Because I didn't want to keep paying my lawyer. I was like, let's try and just get them to voluntarily depart so that it just costs us less money. Because now we're paying the mortgage. We also gonna have to pay the lawyer fees to evict. Then we're gonna have to clean the house. I was just like, this is gonna be a lot. So I'd rather them just leave voluntarily and be nice.
We can re-rent to someone else. We sent them that email and we said, please respond within 24 hours. Reasonable amount of time. Nothing. They don't respond at all. So then Charles gives them an extra day and he responds and said, hey, following up here to ensure you saw it, happy to do everything we said in the previous email. Can you give me a response? And they had like 3 or 4 days to respond to us. Never responded. So a weekend comes and Charles is getting ready to travel. And where is he going? His travels are taking him to Los Angeles, California. So, my husband who loves all the smoke, he was going to go get his hair cut up by our old house, by his old barber. He goes, you know what? I'm going to rent a car.
I'm going to pull up on him.
And I'm going to go to the house.
Y'all know how I am. I wish I was different. Y'all know how I am for better or best. I said, Shireen, I'm going to go pull up on the old house. I own this house. I'm going to go. And so, you know, we decided not to tell our property manager because Shireen was like, I should. She jokingly said it like 3-4 weeks
just
ago.
go up there.
And then I was like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. So my dad is here.
I was just gonna go up there and just scout it out. I'm a woman. I wasn't gonna go knock on these people's door.
I went up there, showed my ID. They didn't have to call in to let me in. They were like, go on in the gate. And then I went and I knocked on the door. This is with them having not paid for the
They
second
still have
month.
not paid.
For the second month, they have not paid. And then as I to the door, and because people come knock on our doors all the time to sell us stuff, the appropriate thing is to ring the doorbell and take a few steps back.
So they can see
I
you.
run the doorbell. I took a couple steps back, and then my few steps back, I heard rustling and conversation behind her. I was like, what the fuck they got to talk about? I was like, are we coming up with a story? So I'm already.
Oh my gosh.
Already. My ears are perked. And then I hear rustling of like an animal. You know what I mean? Like,
and there were no animals on the lease.
Nothing on my lease states that you can have any pets in my beautiful multi-million-dollar house. So after some time, it took at least 2 to 3 minutes for them to open the door. But I heard people there. They open the door, a man comes out, and a dog is right next to him.
A big dog.
A very big dog. I'm talking maybe a standing 4-foot dog, like a tall dog. And I was like, oh, but fluffy, you know what I mean? Whatever. And the guy's like, hey, I was like, hey, can I talk to you? I'm looking for such and such, who was the person who was on the lease that we signed. So he comes out and was like, hey, I was like, hey, I want to talk to her directly because it's something personal that I would like to discuss. I am the owner of the property. He goes back in and take another 2 to 3 minutes. I guess they were figuring out I'm sorry, I'm trying not to curse this season. They trying to figure out their story. And so I'm just back there, standing outside. What happened next, I had no expectation of. He opens the door. He says, you can come on in. I was shocked. I thought every conversation that took place was going to happen outside. I would never, as a renter, and I don't know, maybe one day I'm a renter again in my life, you know, maybe doing multi-property such as that. I'm never letting you into my house.
I said, Charles, you wasn't scared. Like, you also don't know these people. You don't know what's on the other side of the door.
No, I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared. The only thing I was scared was this 7-foot ass dog. That was the only thing that gave me a little bit of ruffled my feathers a little bit. But I go into the residence, and to my surprise, because when you know people ain't paying, you expect slumlordness. You expect, you know, give me a project. Like it was gonna look like my house looked like the projects. I walked into that house, y'all. It was spotless.
Especially for a pop-up visit.
For no plan, you go to my house today, our beautiful house. My dad's coming to my house right now today.
There's definitely gonna
be some stuff.
There's definitely gonna be a toy on the middle of the floor.
That house did not look lived in. When I say it was immaculate, it was immaculate. They walk me in, make me make an immediate right, but I'm still peeking around. The office is right by the front door. So they send me into the office, but I look around, everything looks beautiful. And then there's a woman in there. I don't want to take too long with the story, but I go in and I meet her, say hi, and the guy's still standing there. Guy's solid, 6'1", about 220, solid, strong, muscular guy. Like, cool, this guy's working out at the crib too. This is wonderful. I say, hey, I need to talk to her, or do you want me to address this in front of him? And she's like, yeah, no, it's fine. So I go and I sit down, and I'm like, hey, like, person to person, people to people. Y'all are black people, I'm black people. I wish this was not the conversation we've had to have, but this is my second time having to send y'all eviction notices. Like, what's good? What's going on? Like, can y'all give me some insight into why y'all can't pay the mortgage? And so they're like, oh, well, so you know the normal sob story stuff. Well, my mom, she don't really like the place, and and we bought it for her, and so yada, and we have, you know, this business and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay. I was like, but where I draw the line is when you falsifying documents. I said, that's kind of to me, and I'm understanding. I come from the hood. I've not always had it together, but you know what I mean? But I'm like, I don't expect you to pay everything on the first every single time, but like, y'all send us a fake check, like that's it. And that was when the tone changed. The tenor of the conversation changed there. They got a little bit defensive. They said, we did what?
You said,
we were like,
y'all sent that confirmation.
I was like, stop. I was like, you know, I'm being a little passive aggressive, like, stop it. Don't play with me. Like, y'all know y'all sent that document that was not actually a deposit.
No money.
And then the woman's looking perplexed and she starts typing on the computer like, no, we never did that. And it's like typing, and then the guy, Mr. 6'2" swole guy, determines that he now wants to hop into the conversation. And he's like, yo, listen here. Your little mortgage is small fry for us. We run a multi-million-dollar business.
Big checks.
We get big
Trump checks.
This nigga told me, I'm sorry. I hope he listened to this damn. We get big checks. Now he steps a little closer to me. He steps a little bit closer to me while he's talking.
Are you sitting or are you standing?
I'm sitting just like this. And I'm looking at him. He looking down at me. We get big checks. We run a multi-million-dollar business. We got a mortgage down over here that's $30,000. You think we worried about your little mortgage?
Play mortgage.
And so I look up at him and I said, first of all, sir, I don't like your tone. I don't like your tone and I don't like your tenor. And I said, second of all, I'm all for Black entrepreneurship. I'm clapping on. I'm like, I'm all for Black entrepreneurship. I want you to win. They got a board. To their point, they had a board behind them.
A whiteboard.
They had EBITDA on the board. Like, these are actual business people. I don't know what they do exactly, but they're doing some business stuff.
Something.
You don't have the word EBITDA on your board if you're not doing business-related things. I said, I'm all for Black entrepreneurship. I said, wow, that's some great money. I said, that's amazing that y'all are making millions of dollars. I said, but you know what? Why aren't you paying your bills if you're making all of this money?
Where's the petty cash?
I said, why are you getting to a point of eviction if you're making all this money? I said, I'm not making tens of millions of dollars. I said, but I never got an eviction notice.
Bills get paid every month.
So I'm looking up at him, telling him this. Well, you know, as Black people, we got to come to all the tone change.
I don't like that property manager got in our business.
You got the property manager got all in our business. Black people to Black people, we gotta look out for each other. After trying to press me while he's not paying his bills. So push kind of push. The woman was double hockey sticks bent on going to look up this paperwork. And she goes and look up this paperwork, and then she shows me that she did send a wire on that exact date, and it got rejected. Now, did it get rejected because they didn't really have the money? There's a conversation.
We don't know.
We will never know, but it did actually send, and then it came back. She said the numbers got crossed or whatever, and so they did actually send it. So theoretically, and the way that they reacted was the way I would react. Like, I would never send you no fake check. Was the way that I did, and I was like, okay, maybe they did not send a fake check. So I had to give a little bit of grace there. And through the conversation, I still was just like, can we just make it to December? Like, y'all could pay late. Y'all already like a month behind on this cycle, paying late every month. I'm not gonna trip. If y'all look at me in my eyes saying man to man, woman to woman, Black person to Black person, that we're going to pay every month, we'll give you grace. If it's 15, just don't be too crazy.
So,
but let me finish.
Go ahead.
And so as I'm leaving, the lady say something about, or I'm getting ready to leave, and then I say bye to the woman that I met with the woman's name that was on the lease.
With the name of the tenant.
And she looks at me crazy like, that's not me, I'm her daughter. And I said,
that lady don't even live here.
I said, I brought all this smoke to you thinking that you were the person not paying your bills, and that's your mama. But then it hit me, that woman don't actually live in this house. They used her credit
to get
the house. And it's acting like she's traveling.
With the dog.
With the dog, living all up in my house. So it's just like,
so, of course, you know, because this happened again on the 20-something. They finally paid by the 22nd or 3rd. The following month, I didn't even go to our property manager. I have the daughter's number.
I had the daughter's number who's living there. She was very comfortable in the office. That's why I thought it was her. I was like, Shireen, there's no way to live
she
This
acted
is
like
her
she lived
office.
there. Yeah.
She lives, this ain't her mama's house.
So I text the daughter directly with me and Charles. And I said, hey, this is Shireen, owner of the house in Charles. Can you just let us know what day you plan on paying rent this month? Like, at this point, I don't even need the property manager to be going back and forth. Just tell us what day. What day is y'all big check going to clear and y'all going to be able to pay
We get big checks.
So say that to say they paid before the 15th this month. So that was at least a win. But yes, that is where we are.
We're trying to tow water, try and resave after this wedding, try to resave after the Oxtail Off,
trying to pay both
mortgages. And, we just trying to make it all work out. But what an incredible year. We are really, truly blessed. Like, this union is so blessed, man. Like, we're doing really, really, really good.
Money come, money go, but I'll always do it with you.
But no matter what's all happened this year, the bookings have been crazy. Oxtail Off has been crazy, and I'm so happy I could end this episode by saying that I get big checks.